let's get right to it. You've got two drinks in front of you, a hot cup of coffee and a cool glass of water, same amount in each. Which one is actually better for your kidneys? I mean, really, which one? You might think the answer's obvious, but, well, it's a lot more complicated than you'd expect. Let's break it down.
So, this is the big question we're tackling today. Is it the coffee or is it the water? It seems so straightforward, right? But believe me, diving into this question uncovers a really fascinating story about how our bodies, and especially our kidneys, handle everything we drink.
All right, first up in the ring, we have the challenger, coffee. Man, this drink has such a complicated reputation, doesn't it? Is it good for you? Is it bad for you? Let's just focus in and see what it really does to our kidneys.
You know, the first thing everyone brings up is the whole diuretic thing. The logic seems solid. Coffee makes you, go to the bathroom more, so it must be dehydrating you, right? Well, hold on. That's not quite the full picture.
So what's actually happening here? Okay, caffeine gets into your system, and it temporarily blocks these little receptors in your kidneys that are basically yelling, hold on to water. This lets a bit more water out, which is why you feel that urge. But, and this is the really important part, if you're a regular coffee drinker, your body totally adapts. It gets used to it, and that effect becomes super tiny. So the risk of getting dehydrated from your morning cup or two, it's really, really small.
But here's where the plot thickens for coffee. It's not just about making you pee. No, coffee is hiding a pretty powerful secret weapon, something that actually helps protect your body's cells.
And that secret weapon? It's a compound called chlorogenic acid. Yeah, it's a mouthful. Basically, it's a type of polyphenol, which is just a fancy name for a natural compound found in plants. And this stuff is absolutely loaded with powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. And let me tell you, that is a huge plus for coffee. Okay, so what does that even mean for our kidneys? Well, think of these antioxidants as your body's personal security team. They go in and fight something called oxidative stress. You can just think of that as damage happening at a tiny cellular level. They also cool down inflammation inside the kidneys. And the research on this is pretty clear. It seems to offer some real long-term protection.
All right, so the science in the lab is one thing, but what about the real world? What happens when we zoom out and look at huge groups of people over, decades? Does this coffee benefit actually show up?
And the answer is yes, but, and this is a massive but, it comes with a big catch. For most healthy people, these huge studies show that 1, maybe 2 cups of coffee a day might actually lower your risk of chronic kidney disease. That's amazing. However, and this is absolutely critical, if you're dealing with something like diabetes or you already have high blood pressure, then having 3 or more cups can be a bad idea. Why? Because the caffeine can bump up your blood pressure even more. So it all comes down to moderation and knowing your own health situation.
Okay, let's turn our attention to the reigning undisputed champion, water. Its job isn't nearly as flashy or complicated as coffee's, but when it comes to kidney health, it is absolutely 100% fundamental.
So what is water's #1 job? It's simple, but so critical. It's basically the delivery truck and the garbage truck for your kidneys. It brings in what's needed and flushes out all the metabolic waste. If you don't have enough water, that whole system just grinds to a halt.
Let's walk through how this works step by step. First, you drink enough water. This increases your urine volume, which is a good thing. That extra fluid dilutes all the waste products, like urea and creatinine, making it way easier for your body to get rid of them. All of this keeps the blood flowing steadily to your kidneys. And bonus, it's been proven time and again to help prevent those awful painful kidney stones.
But wait a second, can you actually have too much of a good thing? It sounds crazy, but yeah, you can. It's really rare, so don't panic, but drinking an extreme amount of water can lead to a pretty dangerous condition called hyponatremia. That's when you dilute the sodium in your blood so much that your cells can't function right.
So what's the sweet spot? A really good rule of thumb is to aim for about 30 to 35 milliliters of water for every kilogram of your body weight. So for example, if you weigh around 63 kilos, or about 140 pounds, that works out to roughly 2 liters a day. It's just a simple guideline to make sure you're in that perfect zone, getting enough but not going overboard.
All right, we've heard the case for both contenders. The evidence is in. Now, it's time for the final judgment. Let's put coffee and water head to head and score them on the things that matter most for your kidneys. Let's check out the official scorecard. Round 1, hydration. No contest, a clear win for water. But then, round 2, antioxidant effect. Bam! Coffee comes back with a knockout punch. It's the undisputed winner there. When we look at blood pressure impact, Water is just steady and stable, while coffee is a bit of a wild card. You got to be careful. And maybe the most important round, safety for people with things like diabetes or high blood pressure. Water is 100% safe, every time. Coffee, well, that's one you have to manage very, very carefully.
So, after that showdown, you're probably thinking, okay, one of them has to be the winner. But here's the twist. The best approach isn't about picking a side at all. It's about creating the ultimate hydration strategy.
Okay. If you absolutely forced me to pick just one, the official verdict is that water is slightly more advantageous for overall kidney protection. I mean, its core job in hydrating you and flushing out waste is just irreplaceable. You can't get around that.
But the real answer, the smarter answer, has nothing to do with a competition. The most powerful strategy here is actually teamwork. The real key is figuring out how to use both of these drinks to your advantage.
So here's what that balanced approach looks like. Water's role is simple. Provide that essential optimal hydration. That part's non-negotiable. Then coffee comes in and contributes its unique antioxidant and anti-inflammatory powers. So for most of us who are generally healthy, the ideal plan is actually to combine that daily cup of coffee with a solid 1.5 to 2 liters of water throughout the day.
You know, maybe the absolute best way to think about this is like a movie cast for your health. If you want to protect your kidneys, water is the main character, coffee is the supporting actor. It's perfect, right? Water's doing all the heavy lifting, driving the plot forward, and coffee, it's that amazing supporting actor that comes in and provides all those valuable protective special effects that make the whole thing better.
So the big takeaway here isn't about choosing one over the other. It's about looking at your own daily routine. You don't have to pick a winner. You can and probably should leverage the benefits of both. So the final question I'll leave you with is this. Are you giving both the main character and the supporting actor the right roles in your own hydration story?